Hello, welcome back to How to RV, and today we're going to talk about your tires. Well, at least talk about my tires, because I'm getting ready to hook up my rig to my truck and take it and get the tires changed out. And I want to tell you why. Recently, I was reading an article on RVlife.com talking about the tires and the fact that you need to be paying attention to them. Did a whole lot of other research on the type I wanted to get. We'll talk about those in just a minute, but I wanted to make sure I was safe because we're getting ready to make a long trip. If you've seen our last video talking about how to use the RV Trip Wizard and how to use the RV Life app on your phone in order to plan your trips, you'll see all that. We'll be going to Alabama, but anyway, if you want to check that out, you can go back and look in the description and see that video. But moving on. All right, I'm here at Discount Tire getting ready to get my tires changed, and as they're getting ready to do that, I wanted to tell you why I wanted to do the tire change today. So my camper is 3 years old. It was a 2019, and I have the original tires on there. So a couple of reasons there. One is I'm approaching that 4-year timeline, and in my opinion, if I'm getting to 4 years old on my tires and I have plenty of miles on them like I do, then I may want to go ahead and change them. And the second reason is because the tires that are on there are the ones that are subject to blow up on me. I don't know if they will or not. There's been reports that they will, there's been reports that they won't, but I'm not going to take that chance. I want to go ahead and put some good ones on there. So what do I have on the camper now? So the tires that I have on here now are made by Castle Rock. They're Castle Rock ST, and the size of them are ST205 75R14. So if you have the same ones, then you'll be able to relate with what I have here. But if you don't, that's okay, because the information is still relevant. No matter what kind of tire you have on your RV, the information that we're given on this video is just about the same. Some other reasons that you may want to change your tires are because of dry rot, cracking, tread wear, uneven wear, all that kind of things. I don't have any of that on my tires, but those are things that you got to pay attention to on yours. Now, with that being said, if you don't have those kind of items on your RV or those kind of issues, then it's maybe time to go and look at how old they are. Now, this is where I'd like to get your feedback, because I'm looking at about 4 years and a tire change, at least on these cheap ones. Not so sure about the new ones, but what is your thought on that? Do you look at mileage? Do you look at years? Do you look at wear? What do you look at that tells you about what time to change your tires on your RV? All right, so they said that they're ready to go ahead and start changing out the tires. So we're gonna go ahead and go over here and get some video of that, and we'll come right back and talk about the tires that we put on here and which ones did we pick. All right, so we're back now, and all the tires are on the camper. And I want to say thank you to Discount Tire for helping us get the tires on. Now, they're not sponsoring us in any way or anything like that. It's just they did a good job. They were really friendly and had a good time and experience there. Now, before getting into talking about which tires we picked for our RV and why we picked them, I wanted to talk about a couple of things that you can do with your tires to preserve them a little longer, to keep them in good shape over time. One thing that you can do is put covers over them while you are apart. The reason for doing that is to keep the sun off of them, to keep those UV rays from getting into the rubber and drying them out and having them crack over time. Something else that you can do is to maintain the air pressure, or at least keep something on there so that you can identify the air pressure on your tire. If your tires start to go low, they can degrade a little faster or a little easier. Now, here's another tip for you, and it's something that I want to do. I haven't done it yet, but I've been thinking about doing it. Is that if you're going to park your RV somewhere like mine, like on dirt or gravel or whatever, put down something that puts a barrier between your tire and the moist that's coming from the ground. So what I'm thinking about doing with mine is actually pouring some pads where the tires go that are made of concrete. Either that or building some wood platforms that I can drive over top of. I'm not really sure which direction I want to take with that, and I would love your thoughts down in the comments below. All right, now let's talk about the tires that we bought today. The tires that we got were Goodyear Endurance. Goodyear Endurance tires have a really, really high rating, and it seems that they have a really high love value from all you guys out there. So like we said earlier in the video, we had the old China bombs, or the ones that they say that can explode on you when you're going down the road. And if you have any experiences with that, please leave that down in the comments below as well. I would love to hear the type of tires that you had and the experience that you had as well. Now here's what I found so far, the difference between the tires that we had and the tires that we put on the RV now, the Goodyear Endurances. One difference is the rating. They are D-rated tires, which is plenty well for our RV. But the differences between the two, the Goodyear Endurance and the other tires, is that the sidewall is built a lot better. Also, the tread pattern. The tread pattern holds itself out a lot better and is less likely to build heat. And because it builds heat less, the likelihood of them falling apart is a whole lot less as well. Now, most of the information I'm sharing with you today is information that I've read online, talking about the tires that we had and the thousands of dollars of damage that it could cause if they had a blowout, and the reason for buying the Goodyear Endurance tires as well. Now, for any of you out there that may not know, I have yet to find any information about anybody that did not like the Goodyear Endurance tires. Now, we are not sponsored by Goodyear tires at all. I'm just telling you what I've read and the experiences of others. If you have experiences with Goodyear Endurance tires on your RV, leave that down in the comments as well. Love to hear that information from you. All right, now I'd like to say thank you to RV Life for sponsoring this video. I'll leave a link down in the description for RVLife.com and the RV Trip Wizard because they're all tied together. And the main reason for that is that I want you to have the same access to the same stuff that I have. You'll get access to things like their magazine, talking about articles, which is how we got to this topic today. Also, you'll have access to different things like apps for your phone for RV GPS. You'll have things like access to RV Trip Wizard when you get onto your computer and you want to plan out routes and trips. So thank you for joining in today, and I hope that you have safe travels out there with your new tires or whatever tires that you have. And if you do not have good tires or good safe tires for your RV, then I hope this video helped you out a little bit. So until the next time, safe travels, enjoy your new tires, and God bless.